Awesome. So Mark Chrystal is with me for another Tech Talk from Ascendant Loyalty. Thanks for joining us, Mark. You've got a tremendous company, I think, that's been in place for at least 2 years now in the AI space. Mark and I have worked together for many years, going all the way back to American Eagle days and Route 21, and we accomplished great things together. And now, Mark, as a leader at Profitmind, an amazing company with an incredible leadership team, is doing some fabulous things. And Mark, why don't you give us a little bit about your background and what Profitmind is all about? Because in the AI space and working with great companies, you've got some tremendous success that's going on. Mark?
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for the kind words and introduction. It's always nice to see you. So my background and myself, so Mark Chrystal, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Profitmind. We have indeed been around for at least 2 years. In fact, we started the company officially kind of spun off from another company in late 2022. So we're about 3 years old now. And a little on my background. So yeah, 25 years as a retailer, as you mentioned, we overlapped at American Eagle and Route 21. I grew up in merchandising and planning and inventory areas, but also ultimately led e-commerce for a couple of retailers, marketing, loyalty, IT, supply chain, where I owned everything from factory to store floor, and also analytics. Towards the end of that retail stint of 25 years, I was recruited by someone called Andrew Ng. Andrew's the founder of AI at Google Brain, founder chairman of Coursera. And he asked me to come out to Palo Alto and Silicon Valley to join him at Landing AI and to build an AI-based solution for the retail and consumer industry with him. So I went out there actually 3 or 4 years ago. And that turned into Profitmind, which we built together. We built the team, and ultimately I knew what I wanted to do because I was a retailer, and I knew what the problem was that I was really struggling with. And what my teams, and so I kind of had that firsthand lived experience of 25 years of pain as a retailer, and so what I set out to do with Profitmind was to eliminate the thousands of hours of work per week that the retail teams are spending in Excel spreadsheets, trying to figure out what's happening in the business, what are the best actions we can take to manage and improve performance. And so we kind of went after that objective, initially with kind of what I call traditional machine learning. Then as large language models started to emerge, we actually built the first AI agents that at least I'm aware of, and certainly built the first agentic AI platform, purpose-built for the retail industry. It analyzes a retail business just like a team of 20 cross-functional retail analysts might, across competition, pricing, promotions, inventory, assortment, marketing, strategy, and more. Every week, it's kind of bringing that to the table and providing insights to the business. And our success has been fundamentally that the system finds so many opportunities. It pays itself back pays its annual fees back in the first 30 to 60 days that it goes live. It also frees up a huge amount of time from the teams because they don't need to do all this kind of monotonous work in Excel spreadsheets anymore, and they can get focused on the core areas that they really need to focus on. We don't need AI to do analytics anymore. We don't need people to do all that analytics anymore. We need the human teams to focus on the customer and the product and the experience and execution, the stuff the AI can't do yet. So that's a core focus, core mission. And in terms of the types of retailers that we focus on, it's really enterprise-sized retailers. Direct consumer can be stores, e-com, omni, any segment of the industry we work well in, and typically like 50 million in revenue and above is our focus.
Right. And so you talked about Andrew. So for those that are watching, go on to TED Talks, right? And he's been featured on TED Talks and, kind of one of the leaders in AI well before people were even talking about it nonstop. and with a lot of focus in the B2B area. And now you have complemented him with your brilliant PhD mind in the retail area and bringing your smarts. And I can't say enough because I've seen the tool in action. The agent analyzes your business, your pricing, your inventory, does it on a market basis, looks at the competition, scrolls through the competition based upon what they're selling the goods for compared to what you are, and then the agent talks back to you in any one particular class, category, however you want to drill it down, and then give you optimized recommendations theoretically on an hour by hour basis. So it completely transforms merchant planning and analysis. And you guys have been highlighted by the NRF, right, as one of the leading edge. And the clients, whether it's in grocery or retail, they're all just delighted. So when Mark says the license pays it back in 60 days, that's not a hyperbole, it's true. So the accountability is there as well. It's just really amazing. So it's solving problems, it's optimizing margin, it's optimizing your goods and your inventory. It's making it easy for you to execute. It's not eliminating staff. It's actually helping that planning staff with a solution that, they've been doing things for 20 years. And now it's something that totally complements that team. So when you're having a discussion, you're really not talking to the CMO, are you? You're really talking to a different part of the organization, correct? So for our audience and who we're reaching, take our newsletter and forward it with a bit of context to the right folks within your organization, and they would be who, Mark?
We're typically talking to the C-suite, so it could be
Sure.
CMO, but typically it is COO. It might be the head, chief merchandising officer, head of planning, head of e-commerce, CFO, COO is typically who we're talking to, and who sees their teams struggling to figure out what's happening, what are we going to do about it. They feel like they're missing opportunities, and they see the need to kind of do something different and do something new, and they're willing to drive change to do it, and then Profitmind becomes an ideal solution for them.
It's amazing. And then you typically do demos with clients and sort of show them the solution and how that agentic AI tool works in terms of not just writing out one little sentence. I mean, literally, you see paragraphs of recommendations, but then the flexibility of the tool, you can change some of the puts and takes in the different scenarios and be able to adjust it by a very small degree to be able to get different answers. And then the system projects out what the potential lift and margin or otherwise reveals, correct?
That's right. Yeah. So the system takes in the business strategy fundamentally, then collects market data, looks at the retailer's data, models all of that every week, and then basically builds demand forecasting models and price elasticity models and other models to kind of identify patterns in the data, and patterns that the retailer can take advantage of, ideally predictive patterns. So if I change the prices here, I'm going to get kind of a response like this. So a good example, and where we're winning with retailers now, is in the area of tariffs. And everybody's been navigating tariffs and not necessarily wanting to be the first mover in terms of lifting their prices because the costs have gone up. So watching the competition in real time, but then coupling that with not only real-time pricing insight on the competition, but then real-time price elasticity and demand forecasting updates, so we can find those price arbitrage opportunities where the competition has raised their price by maybe 10 or 15%. We might be able to go 5 or 10% and make a lot more money. And so it's finding those types of opportunities just on pricing alone, let alone assortment and inventory and all of the other things that the solution brings to the table.
When we were at AE, we were always, talking with Jim Ford and others about, when the goods were landing, right? Because AE was bringing in merchandise from Vietnam and Cambodia and China, et cetera. even though the name of the company was American Eagle. And so knowing when the inventory is landing and then doing projections, is there some forward thinking relative to inventory control and management as well? Maybe not so much in the grocery category, but certainly in other categories.
Yeah, we've got an AI agent to do inventory analysis as part of the platform. So it's identifying where we've got too much and too little. It'll connect the dots into assortment from there as well. But a new agent that we're building is actually a procurement and sustainability agent. So it's going to connect the inventory. So we bring in the lead times, we understand the landed costs and the lead times, et cetera, coming in. But we're also working to say, well, can we also not only connect that into a purchase order to help the procurement team, but actually tell them which suppliers to go with and why, and even do sustainability like carbon emissions and CO2 and other kind of tracking for their sustainability reporting, but also the decision making around what we should buy and where we should buy it from. So that's coming in the next 12 months from us.
Yeah, you're not sitting still, but you also have clients making recommendations to you relative to additional needs that they're discovering. Okay?
We do, yes. We sit with actually our customers every single week and ask them what's working, what isn't, what can we refine, and constantly working to iterate and improve, and also build new agents which bring new capabilities and help them kind of move faster and smarter wherever they feel like there's a gap.
Great. And your company is private?
It is, yes.
That's fabulous, but very stable. I can speak to that. And Mark, I think we've covered everything. Is there anything else that you want to add, or do you want to share what your email address is, and we'll also include it in the newsletter?
Yeah, you can find us at profitmind.com. My email is simply mark@profitmind.com, so super easy. And would welcome anybody who wants to learn more and walk you through a demo and show you how it works for your business.
Awesome. Mark, it's a pleasure to visit with you. It's fabulous that we have you as a strategic partner. I respect you greatly. Andrew is amazing. And Profitmind is definitely a company that you all should be checking out. So thanks, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. Feelings mutual.